Hi, it's like some groovy entertainment. Today we got another retro cinema to do. Now this one, we're going to talk about two movies that would release a year apart from each other, and they're both the same movie, just a remake of another one. Now the first one is Get Carter from 1971 with Michael Caine, and this is just a revenge picture about some master criminal comes back to his hometown to find out that his brother been killed, and he goes figure out who killed him. And this was a good movie. It had a good soundtrack to it. It had some really good action scenes in it. I think it even had a car chase in it. And I think this is one of Michael Caine's best pictures. He did a he did two war films before he did this movie. And I got I got his both of his war movies. And let's see. Of course, my copy is the widescreen version because when they released this on TV a lot, on DVD, they kept releasing the full size version. And I think this movie made a lot of money at the theater back in the days. And let's see. But they did do a remix of this picture back in 2000. It said 2000 where Sylvester Stallone they redid the whole picture. I don't got that one. And MGM did this. The same people that did the James Bond stuff. So this one, Get Carter. Now the remix was made in 1972 when when they did a lot of black movies. They did The Hitman, and it's the same kind of plot. In this one, you got Bernie Casey, and Pam Grier, and it's the same plot in a sense. Brother comes back, but in this sense, he comes back from the war to he comes back from the war to see his family, and he finds out that his sister got killed, and he goes crazy figuring out who killed the sister. And they both end the same in the sense. The sense they both got kind of the same ending. And this one, the Hitman, kind of hard to say because they both wasn't very fast films. They both this was faster than the Hitman was, and I think this had a better soundtrack, a better background soundtrack than this one did. But this was made in America. This was made in England, and now, I don't know if this one made a lot of money or not, so I can't really say. But he did do a lot of movies after this one. He was one of the big top star of the 70s and 80s. Even with Pam Grier, she was the big time female actress back in that time. Okay, I didn't know this was made out of a book. Were they both made out of the book too? Okay. So these two movies were made out of a book. See, the book was called Jack Returned Home by Ted Lewis. Okay. Never knew there was a book out of this. So I might have to find the book and read it and see if the book is different or the same. And I know I think because this came out first, I think this might be closer to the book. And because this came out as a remake of this one, this might be maybe a little bit looser than going with the book because they're copying the original movie. Now I don't know about the 2000 remake. Is that a remake of the remake of this one? But does it go closer to the book, or do it remake the whole Michael Caine movie? And because I'll probably never watch the third remake, I'll never know. But I will try to dig the book up and try to read the book if it's findable. Because sometimes these books are hard to find after they get released. Now this movie's been this movie was released about 52 years ago. So the book might have been released in the 60s, I'm thinking. Or the 70s. Let's see. Got my trusty phone here. Let's see when the book was released, and then I'll give me a clue about how the year different there. Give me like 2 seconds. Cause I have to type this in here, and I don't got the great eyes. Now it'd be funny. Here we go. Okay, so the book. Okay, so the book was made in 1970 by a British writer, called Ted Lewis. So the British writer version might be closer to this one, and it seemed like it was a good book. Then they would publish in 1971. Then it would republish in 1971 with this title. So get tied in with the movie. Okay, I never knew that. So so the book is closer to Get Carter because everything took place in London, the same way this movie took place. Now it's got some beautiful scenes in it, and it shows you kind of the rough side of England, of or London, England. So you get to see kind of the ghetto life of the British people. 'Cause most of their films don't really show that lifestyle. Even the James Bonds or the Avengers, they always show the nice side of London, except for the crazy bad guys. But this is more true to life kind of setting, and it showed you the United States. Probably, I think they take place in California, so it showed you the typical California lifestyle, like seeing all the crime dramas back in the 70s. So this is that kind of lifestyle. And this is the first time that one of the Black 70 films are not going against the men. So that's surprisingly. Because most of these movies are all got the same criminal mind. They're all trying to get the men any way they can. And the men always trying to use use the black people to go against the other black person. So this is the first time you don't get that in this movie. And if you've seen any of these two films, The Hitman or Get Carter, you can leave it in the comments. And if you saw the third one, the Sylvester Stallone, you can leave that in the comments too. And you can say if you saw it on TV, the way I saw it, or if you saw it at the theaters when it first came out, or yeah. So I think these came on. See, I saw this on TV, on cable TV back when I saw it on regular TV when I was little in the 80s, and I saw it again on cable TV when I was in my 20s. The same with this one too. I was in my 20s, or yeah, in my 20s, I saw this film on cable TV. So I never got to see this stuff originally. So so this is just what we got today. The picture that are the same but different. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. We'll have another video coming out real soon.